So about this 1v1
Wait, hold on,
conversation, I'm asking you now. Are you okay?
Wait, did somebody have to leave, or are we good? Or because I don't want to like drag people out here.
Yeah. We can all leave. I was just gonna ask really quickly if they were cool with 1v1. Sean, you cool with a 1v1 conversation?
I mean, not really, because you said I ducked out of one, and I still haven't seen a screenshot or a direct message. So you're accusing me of ducking you before you even ask me in any like formal or respectable way. So
I asked you in your stream chat on the day that you were first streaming the video. Yeah, like when you were first streaming the
stream chat.
Yeah, on the day when you first streamed the video on YouTube, I went into your chat and I asked you directly there, and you were responding to people in the chat. So and I tagged you and I asked you, hey, would you be willing to do a 1v1 conversation then?
Occasionally, I go like this in the chat. That's how you ask somebody. My DMs were open. My Discord is public. You could ask me in any kind of way.
I didn't have either one of those things. I didn't even know your Twitter.
Or I mean, you used it to tweet at me that I ducked you, but
only after you tagged me in your Twitter. I had no idea who you were. Had no idea that you were on Twitter. The only reason why I even knew your video existed was because Rose Wrist literally told me that it was happening.
Everybody's got to go.
Okay, I got it. At this point, this is an official duck, though. Is that fair to say?
It's not a duck.
Totally
it's been 3 hours, dude.
Like, no, I'm not saying now. I'm talking about
rescheduling. Like I'm having a nice ending here.
I'm saying rescheduling.
Really, like catty.
No, I'm saying rescheduling for a later time. I'm not talking about having a conversation now. I'm talking about another day.
People, everyone, no one is entitled to debate you. Everyone on Twitch, stop being like this. No one is entitled to debate you. Like, I don't get what this entitlement complex with Debate Me Bros is. Like, if you don't respond to them, they're like, you didn't debate me, you're a coward.
No.
Like, no one is entitled to debate you.
You're more than welcome to say no.
Pre-ducking.
You're more than welcome to say no. That's the thing.
Like, I'm entitlement to other people's time, rather.
Sorry. Of course not. That's why you're entitled to say no. Say no. Like, that's all you gotta do. Say no. And then at that point, it's like, okay.
Hold it against him as he said no. He's scared of me.
I don't know if you've ever seen like a live chat and like how fast goes by. Maybe like, I don't know, instead of being like, you're ducking me, you're dodging me because I scroll by really fast in a live chat. When I'm having a conversation, occasionally I look at the live chat and I type the word "re" or something as a joke to like get people animated in the chat. I'm not actually reading it. You could have DM'd me. You could have found me on Discord. All those are linked under every single video I ever made. But instead, you started tweeting about how I was already ducking you when I only thought we had a 2 versus 2. And then you save it up for the end of the thing when I want to eat my empanadas.
Okay, sure. I guess I must have hurt your feelings. First off,
it wasn't telling me to notice them.
It wasn't a live conversation. You were literally, it was a video that you had already pre-recorded. You happened to be in the chat during that time for the one where you called me a crime denier. And it's not about being entitled to someone's time. It's just that in a case in which somebody is directly addressing a conversation between two people and implies in some sort of way something nefarious by an individual, then I would think that maybe a person might feel somewhat compelled to have a conversation. They don't have to, but it would be something that you could do. But if it's something that you're unwilling to, a simple no is always the answer. And in that case, then that's fine.
I never said I was unwilling to. If you didn't just act like I had already,
you're saying it now, so it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, and Lauren, and again, and Lauren, it had nothing to do with. Oh, you said do what?
Call him a buster, dude.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just gonna say real quick, like Lauren, and it's not about entitlement. Like even in our case, like it wasn't like I was entitled to a 1v1 conversation. I asked you, and you said yes, I'd be willing to have a 1v1 conversation, like sometime after we do the 2v2, which I was perfectly fine with. I'm not like it's not an entitlement thing. You could have said no. But you said yes, and that's fine.
I see this so often. Like, I even saw this with Rose Wrist. I told him I wasn't interested in having a conversation on Sweden, and I wasn't. And he went and made, like, a 5-minute video about all the times I've said Sweden over the past 5 years or something, saying Lauren does care about Sweden. Like, as a political commentator, the fact that I've only said that word in 3 videos in my history implies that I don't actually care that much. But, like, it's this trying to do a gotcha of you're ducking, you're scared of me. That's the implication when you say someone is ducking. And that's not necessarily the case. He probably just doesn't want to, and that's perfectly fine. If someone doesn't want to talk, that's fine.
Sure, you could just be honest about that, and I would accept that. And likewise, the thing is for me, I don't like being compared to Rose Wrist because it wasn't like I was just whatever. I already explained it. Like I did directly ask him. People told me you never asked him for it, and I was like, I definitely asked him in his chat in the video that he was actually watching, and he wasn't recording.
You said twice that this was a duck when he said no. He literally said no now, and you said it was a duck.
He did no. I said previous. Okay, yes. Right now, I definitely said it's officially a duck. Only because previously I had been saying like, yo, like he ducked me, and he was saying you never asked me. And I was like, I clearly did ask you. Like you did.
You should have just asked me on. You should have just asked me on Twitter. I've opened DMs.
I did ask you on Twitter,
or even publicly. You're like, you should have seen this in a live chat. I don't fucking remember who's in my live chat.
That's fair, and I get that.
1,000 people watched my premieres live.
Yeah, so you missed it. So then at that point, it's I don't know. I just feel like it was crazy that we had to have so long of a conversation about like, you never asked me before, and it's like, hey, I'm asking you now, but you never asked me before. It's like, well, you're asking me now.
Imagine being me and like I agreed to a debate with you in it, and then for some reason I'm being told that I rejected a debate with the person I already agreed to.
I said you rejected a 1v1 specifically.
Whatever.
And it wasn't even the word reject. I said he ignored it.
I accepted the challenge before I even knew who your partner was.
Yeah, I got you.
Like when it was communicated to me.
Sure.
So imagine how weird that is for me when I'm like already scheduled to debate this person, and they're like, they're ducking me. They're dodging the debate.
I said they dodged the 1v1 specifically, but if that really hurt your feelings, man, I don't know. I guess
it hurt my feelings. It's just when you have like a reasonable following, you like become cautious of weird people in the audience doing weird things that you don't know from the internet.
And you think it's weird. You think it's weird for me to say that he dodged the 1v1?
Yes,
okay,
it's weird.
If that's your bar for weird, then it's good. You got it. It's yours.
Listen. I'll give a message to everybody. It is weird if you write something in the chat to assume that I saw it and then I had a yay or nay reaction to it, and then you can be mad at me based on the fact that you made that assumption.
Who said I was mad? Literally, your chat was saying that I wouldn't debate you. Like your orbiters were saying I wouldn't debate you, and I said no. I already asked him for one. That's crazy. You can assume I was mad if you want to, bro. All right, hey, good. It was a good talk, bro. Peace out.
Guys, it was a good time.
All right, peace out.
Enjoy your empanadas. Had a good time. See ya.
All right, we're good. All right. Yeah, that's wild. First off, man, I don't know. That's magic to me. Like, one, I was mad, which is crazy. Two, it was like, you never asked me, which I clearly did. Three, I'm like, I'm asking you now. Four, it's like, no, you should have asked me on Twitter. And I said, I didn't even know your freaking Twitter. I didn't know you had a Twitter. I thought you were a YouTube guy. Well, you responded to me. No, I only responded. You tagged me. I didn't know you had a Twitter. I had no idea who the freak you were. Literally, the only reason I ever heard of this dude was because he was literally making a video where he strawmanned and called me a crime denier. What the freak are we talking about? That's OD. I don't know. It's like, and then the thing is, it's really crazy about it is, to me, it's obviously a duck. If like I'm asking you and you're saying no, like you can say no, but that by definition is ducking. And it's like, it's not. I don't know why they're trying to make it sound like I'm making some moral judgment against his character. It's like, no, it's just a little weird in my opinion. I don't know, but I don't know. Real niggas recognize real niggas. It's a little weird in my opinion to make an entire video in which you're like attacking someone's argument who you've never spoken to, and then refuse to speak to that person so they can clarify their position. That's just my take. Y'all want to say that that's not cowardly or ducking? I don't know. Like, that to me, it just seems a little weird. That's not something I would do. Yeah, but I get it. Like, this 2v2 format allows people to run in a lot of situations, because really we were going to get boiled down to like the race realism conversation. Like, when it's like, why is their culture different? Well, it's because of the choices they make. Why do they make those choices? Because they're the South culture. Well, what about the South culture? Like, we can look at the historical oppression of the South on black people. It's like, if that's the culture you're referring to, these same people in these same time periods had totally different outcomes. And you're going to say that was based on the South culture? Or what is this? Come on, man. It's crazy. I hate 2v2 conversations. They're the worst. I think literally, I'm pretty sure, confidently, I will never accept another 2v2. Like that's like, I think like 2v2s are just not conducive of good conversation, because otherwise you'll just take up the entire air in the room. And so it's like, nah, if it's just two people, then like you can go back and forth. But if it's 2v2, it's like, no, I can't just force my way because if my partner wants to talk and I don't want to overtalk them. It's just it's problematic. I think the same thing happened in the Rose Risk conversation. It's just impossible to really get down to the meat and potatoes.